it back better.
Describe to me new Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's main legislative priorities. Obviously, we have some things that are not legislative technically, the impeachment of the president, the new president's cabinet.
Can I say one other thing on climate?
Please.
I think it might be a good idea for President Biden to call a climate emergency.
Why?
Because it relates to what you're saying. Then he can do many, many things under the emergency powers of the president that wouldn't have to go through, that he could do without legislation. Now, Trump used this emergency for a stupid wall, which wasn't an emergency. But if there ever was an emergency, climate is one. So I would suggest that they explore looking at climate as an emergency, which would give them more flexibility. After all, it's a crisis. It's a crisis.
So you're talking about passing major climate legislation through the reconciliation process. Pressuring the president or asking the president to
just asking, let them look at it. You know, I have a lot of faith in that they'll make a good and right decision.
That sounds to me, in terms of the way you are thinking about that, I know you're thinking about a lot of different things at once, but it sounds like climate is central in terms of what you are trying to do.
And what I really like, I'm one of the sponsors of the Thrive Agenda. And the Thrive Agenda has combined three things, Eddie Markey and I. One is climate. Bold climate legislation. Two, make sure it involves workers, training workers to build all the new clean stuff we need. One of the things that's always pained me is that so many working people think climate will leave them out when it actually will increase the number of good-paying jobs, as long as we make sure it's American jobs and good-paying jobs. And third, it also says communities of color who have been particularly left out and suffered most from climate should get some special consideration. It's a broad coalition, and it's the kind of thing that, yes, I care about. So in this case, climate is central, but jobs and dealing with racial inequities